Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and really wanted to dive in today on what happens to our brain on no sleep. I know each one of us, being high-level entrepreneurs, executives, wants to be like, hey, I'm just going to send one more email. I'm just going to stay up a little bit later and prepare for this meeting tomorrow. But that's actually doing us a disservice. So if you're new here, we dive into concepts that create all of these deeper questions as to how do we perform better, how do we have more energy, how do we sustain the output in which we're trying to do, and make sure that we are optimizing ourselves as human beings. And so be sure to subscribe to get notifications of when we're putting new videos out, because they come out weekly and you're not going to want to miss them. So today, diving into what does it look like or what happens to our brain when we're on no sleep. And so bedtime is one of the most important parts of the day for our brain. The latest studies show that when we slumber, when we sleep, and when we sleep deeply, the brain performs important housekeeping tasks that clear away the debris from the day's work, that help reset and restore nerve networks so that we are ready to operate and again be at full capacity when we wake. And so there's something in our brain called glial cells. And these glial cells are 10 times more active than when we're awake. And the responsibility of glial cells is to remove all the toxicity throughout the brain. And that's why with people who are in chronic sleep deprivation or insomnia have higher incidences of dementia, Alzheimer's, forgetfulness, because it's not clearing it. And it's just like our lymph nodes. There's nothing that actively gets there's no pump that drives everything through it. It's only when we're sleeping that this activates. But a lack of sleep deprives the brain of its essential rest period, and our ability to get through the day is really compromised. So there was a small study published in the Journal of Radiology where a team of Chinese and European researchers reported a more detailed analysis of how insomnia can affect the specific types of brain nerves in the brain that regulate cognition, emotion, and sensory processes. And so what they did was they compared brain images of 23 people with insomnia and 30 healthy controls. They specifically focused on white matter volume, which represents the nerve cells that are coated in special protein called myelin that improves their ability to send signals to one another. So think about the myelin sheath of, if I say, if I have a ball thrown at me, my brain has to say, oh, there's a ball coming. I have to move my arm. I have to catch it. The white matter, which truly involves the speed in which we react, the speed in which we make a decision, is impacted by that. And so that's what that myelin sheath does, is it increases the signaling. So earlier brain imaging studies suggested that people with insomnia have differences in certain parts of the brain that could be connected to inadequate myelin, meaning that they're going to react slower, they're not going to make as proper decisions, and ultimately they'll make poor decisions from the prefrontal cortex. And so that is really, really key, because we talk about making better decisions in what we eat, making better decisions at work, being more clear in our presentations. All of those are influenced by the myelin sheath that's throughout our brain. And so when we do not sleep well, when we are sleeping, the myelin sheath actually goes away, is not as optimized, because we haven't cleared anything from the glymphatic system. It's literally our brain is a mush of toxins and aren't able to adequately get what we want to have or speak what we want to be talking about. And so what they found with people in insomnia, basically insomnia is defined as trouble of sleeping for over a month that's associated with daytime sleepiness and sleep disturbances. So what we talk about in circadian rhythm, that tired and wired. So tired in the morning and wired at night. They have significantly less white matter connectivity between areas that control sleep and wakefulness than those without insomnia. And so what the researchers speculated was that this disruption signals between these regions were triggered by the thinning of the myelin around the neurons, which resulted in less communication between them. So in fact, 83%, or 5 of the 6 major nerve tracts that the science analyzed, were reduced among people with insomnia. So think about this, guys. 83% of our brain is not communicating well. Thus, we're not going to be able to think as clearly. We're not going to be able to react as clearly. We're not going to be able to talk as clearly. And most were concentrated right in the right part of the brain, where emotions and many thinking functions are regulated, as well as where the sensory information like sight, smell, and touch are processed. So if you're a doctor, if you're somebody who has to be very creative, somebody who has to do a lot of talking, a lot of presenting, be able to see and react to things, which I think I just touched on almost everybody, your functionality is going to be suppressed literally to 17% of your true capacity. And so that is why it is so crucial to start getting quality night sleeps. And if you're interested in how to get quality night sleeps, I've done other pieces in the past of top 6 things you can do naturally to get a great night's sleep. I think I did that last week. Then I've got a 15-step process to get the perfect night's sleep every single night. And these are things that we should do so that we can make sure that we're at the top of our game and optimizing ourselves day in and day out. Again, guys, this is what we do here. We apply information. We give you purposeful data, purposeful content so that you can now go and take it and put it into action. Hopefully this helps you guys. Again, comment or like below so that we can, again, get you more information that's applicable and really purposeful. And we look forward to seeing you guys next week. Go own it.